Hey guys, Con here once again. This is going to be a commentary video, pretty much just explaining my thoughts after E3 and about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So, here we go. Quick note about the background gameplay. This is just some random DDR video. It's been already been AAA'd, whatever video I decided to choose for the background. If I were to take a guess, it's probably somewhere over the rainbow, but I haven't really decided which one it is, so yeah, if you haven't seen any of the latest AAAs, I definitely recommend you go check them out. But back onto the main topic here. I want to express my feelings about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, I reserved one of the new consoles yesterday. I went to the game store and the opportunity presented itself, and I reserved it. Now, before I tell you which console I reserved, I want to go through kind of the history of each announcement from when they announced it to the E3 when more details came out and after press releases and stuff like that. So the Xbox One, it was announced second. And the reason why I'm starting with the Xbox One is because I'm a big Xbox fanboy. I own 5 Xbox 360s. There's 5 Xbox 360s in my house. There's 3 at the desk I'm sitting at right now, which is ridiculous, I know, but I love Xbox. I'm such an Xbox fanboy. And I love Microsoft. Microsoft's one of my favorite companies, so of course I'm going to love the Xbox. And just the first reveal of it, I was just so disappointed. I know everyone else was too. Even people that love the console as much as me, they're like, what the fuck was this fucking press conference? It was terrible. All it was TV sports, TV sports, TV sports, TV sports. And that was it. They revealed Call of Duty Ghosts, but guess what? They already announced what it was, and they gave out such tiny details about the game itself that it really honestly didn't matter. And the other games that they announced, obviously, were just pretty much sport games. It's like, well, great, that sucks, and you're making this into something that I hate. I buy a game console to buy games. If I wanted to get a multimedia box so I can watch Netflix, so I can watch television, so I can watch movies, I would go fucking buy a multimedia box, or I would download the movie on my computer and watch it that way. I'm pretty sure most of the people in America do the same thing. And another thing that really pissed me off was after that press conference that there were small little details leaking about everything, and one of them was it comes with the Kinect, obviously, and the Kinect always has to be on. And that bugs the living shit out of me. Because number one, I hate the Kinect. There's not enough room in my room for this damn hardware to be useful. And not only that, but I think it's such a stupid gimmick. People don't want to be the controller anymore. That was 8 years ago when the Wii came out. No one wants to play as the controller anymore. No one wants to do that. And it's over. I don't understand why they're trying to go out of their way to make a new Kinect. That controller get-up's never going to take off again. It's blatantly obvious. Everyone wants to sit on their couch and relax. They don't want to go, oh, after a long day at work, I want to go home and just stand around for 3 hours playing my favorite video game. No, who fucking says that? It's so stupid. So, that was one of the things that made me mad about the Kinect thing. But the fact that it's always on, it's always kind of watching, it's always listening to you, that bugs me. Not only are you making me buy this stupid thing so I can use my console, but now you're gonna make it so it can listen to everything I say to someone, and it pretty much is watching everything I do. It's not even... I don't understand what they're thinking. It's like a security camera, and Microsoft's always watching you. Beyond that, the other thing that made me mad was when they were showing off the controllers, behind the scenes and stuff, there's videos and stuff, they mentioned the new port on it for, headsets and stuff. And the new port for the headsets is this special port where Microsoft makes third-party publishers have to pay to get that little adapter. And I think that's gay. I have 3 headsets that I use to play video games. One's a stereo headset, which is what I'm wearing right now to record this. And another one's like a 7.1 Dolby Digital surround sound headset that's like almost $300. And you're telling me I can't use that headset that I bought for your Xbox 360 that is officially supported by Xbox 360 on this new console. That is retarded. That makes me so mad. And then they said, oh, backwards compatibility? That's dumb. Why would you want backwards compatibility? Just buy an Xbox 360. It's obvious that they just want you to spend more money. It's so freaking terrible. And not only that, forced online, you have to check in every 24 hours. I know people that play all the time without an internet connection. That is freaking crazy that they would force something like this. If there's people in the army and they're stationed in Iraq and stuff, Microsoft doesn't want your fucking business. They don't want you to play their goddamn console. They want you to just take a dick up your ass because you're helping our nation. That's terrible. Like, I'm sure they want to sit down and play a game just as much as me after a long fucking hard day in a desert. That just pisses me off. Oh. So, then E3 rolled around. And not much else has changed for me. Like, they announced all these games, and it was all like, okay. Like, this is great. There must have been one game that I was excited about during that whole lineup of games that they showed off, and it was Titanfall. That looked like an actually decent game. Even Halo I wasn't excited for, because Halo 4 was such a freaking downer. I was expecting so much more from it. So, like, it was announced and just like, oh, I bet this is a new Halo game. Oh, look, it's Master Chief. Great. What a wonderful trailer. Titanfall, same thing. Just, like, at first I was like, wow, this game looks gay. I can't believe I wasted my time on this stupid press conference. But then it actually turned out to look like a decent game. But that's the only game I'm interested in out of everything they showed off. And I think Project Spark is such a stupid game. That's going to be like... I think people are going to be so disappointed in it, because I hear people are excited for it and stuff like that, but I can already see people are going to be so disappointed when they get that game in their hands and they start playing it. So yeah, and then after pretty much E3 rolled up for Xbox 360, Microsoft stock fell a total of like $3 because everyone is freaking pissed about this new console and all this information that has been leaking about it. So, now I'm going to talk about the PlayStation 4. So, the first conference they had where they showed off like all the specs and stuff, it was interesting. It wasn't like they didn't show the console or anything, which, I mean, that's not what really a game console's about. It's about the specs inside of the shell that really, really matters. So, when they showed off like all the specs and details about everything, I was like, yeah, it's not going to be that bad of a console. While like the Xbox One, everything's still pretty secret about it. No one is really for sure about the specs or anything, but Sony's been pretty open about what's going into the PlayStation 4. And that's awesome, because at least I know what I'm getting when I'm buying the console, unlike Microsoft's Xbox One. And then they also showed off like the controller, and they showed off a few games, and that was on the press conference. The games didn't really stand out to me or anything like that. But the games at E3 that they showed off did. But I want to wheel back to the first reveal of the PlayStation 4, which the other thing I want to point out is the controller. They showed off this controller. It has a touch screen on it, but it's not like a screen like it has an image on it from like you could put a video on it. It's just like a little touchpad, and I really don't get that, why they felt the need to put that on there. But the controller, it looks pretty decent. Both Xbox One's controller and the PlayStation 4's controllers, they look like they made pretty significant improvements to both of them. And the only one that like is really iffy to me is that touchpad. I really don't know how they're gonna integrate that into games and stuff, or how it's gonna work. But it'll be interesting to see how developers kind of tinker around with it, I guess. And then to Sony's E3 announcement. So that was pretty much a couple days ago, and they showed off the actual console itself this time, and they showed off more games. Now, not all the games that they showed off were Sony exclusives. They showed off Watch Dogs, Destiny, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Final Fantasy 15. Those are all coming to Xbox One as well. But Watch Dogs has exclusive content. Destiny, it gets content first, and I think it has exclusive content. And I'm sure Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15, they have some exclusive deal or something going on like that as well. And their press conference was really good, and they closed it in the best way possible for themselves. They had a price point under the Xbox One. It's only $399 American dollars. I'm not sure the prices in our regions. And they pretty much said no. You can use used games on it, which is something that Xbox One. You can sell your used games, but you have to go to a qualified retailer to do it. You can let your friends borrow games, or you can keep the games forever. You don't have to log in all the time for the Xbox or for the PlayStation 4. And there's just all these great details, and it was absolutely the opposite of the Xbox One. And when they were announcing all these little things at the end, everyone was shouting like "Sony, Sony" in the background. You can hear it if you listen to the press conference, and everyone's just cheering for Sony. And at the same time, I was like, "Oh my God, they did it freaking right!" And that is why I went to the store yesterday and reserved a PlayStation 4. Me and my friend were out. We went to a restaurant pretty much right down the street, and we're just like, I wonder if we can go in and reserve an Xbox One or PS4. So we walked in, and we're just like, hey, how much is it to reserve a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One? They're like, well, it's $100 down for either console, and the Xbox One we are all sold out of. We don't have a very large shipment of them. The PlayStation 4 we have more because we originally sold out, but then they gave us more orders, so you can reserve one now. So I was like, I'm gonna reserve a PlayStation 4, and I did. And then I'm gonna put in the corner the receipt to show you, hey, there's a PlayStation 4 reserve. And Watch Dogs. I reserved Watch Dogs for the PlayStation 4. I also had Destiny reserved, and I switched that over to the PlayStation 4. And when Call of Duty Ghosts, when they announced their special edition, if there is one, I'm going to probably get that for PlayStation 4 as well. It might be my last Xbox 360 game, but I honestly have to see when the PlayStation 4 comes out and stuff like that. Because obviously, when the PlayStation 4 comes out, I'm going to want something to play on it, and out of all the like games that sound like they're gonna be launch titles, it's gonna be Watch Dogs and Call of Duty that are gonna be the games that I might end up getting for it. So yeah, I'm gonna be buying a PlayStation 4. I honestly can't believe that I'm going to be getting one, because this is the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen. I thought Sony was gonna completely bomb E3. I thought they were going to just completely ruin their console image, but they did it right. They really, really did. I have to give them props. That was an excellent press conference. You won over a Microsoft fanboy. Congratulations. I will not be buying the Xbox One until things change, or there's a reason that really, really makes me want to go get one, especially at the price point of $500 fucking dollars. I know that $100 price difference isn't huge, but $400 is still very reasonable compared to $500 for any game console. So yeah, PlayStation 4 is going to be coming out at the end of this year, so I'm going to be picking one up on day one. If you guys are going to be getting Xbox One or PS4, please leave a comment in your opinions about each game console. I'll be reading them over. I'll probably be responding to each one of them. And I'm going to be going to work pretty soon, so I have to get this video rendered and up to YouTube right now. So I'll leave it at that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out, and thank you guys so much for watching.